Joining us now to weigh in on all this inaccuracy in the mainstream media when it comes to covering Donald Trump versus Comrade Kamala. He's the president of Accuracy in Media, our good friend, Adam Guillette, back on the program. Adam, few days to go. And man, can you tell not only Democrats, but 99% of the mainstream media are peeing their pants worried that Donald Trump is going to win this thing in a landslide.
That's exactly right. We're basically in like the bottom of the ninth of the seventh game of the World Series of misinformation. They're in a position now where they can spread any lies they want, and before we get a chance to call them out for it, before the backlash starts, they distract us by spreading another one because they know in 3 days from now we won't be talking about their lies. We'll be talking about election results. So that gives them the freedom to spread any lie, any mistruth they want, while condescendingly talking down to a real journalist like Hugh Hewitt.
Yeah, and we didn't show the entire clip there, but that exchange between the liberal contributor and the obviously liberal host started talking about the Liz Cheney comment. Hugh pushed back on that. Then the liberal commentator female said, well, Trump said that and he lies about everything. Matter of fact, all he's been doing is lying about election integrity, like over in Pennsylvania and Virginia. And they tried to say that he's only suing with no evidence of election interference. And all Hugh was doing was correcting, saying, no, actually, the Supreme Court ruled and did pull those voters off. So Trump had a right to sue. There was a law being broken and it got corrected by the court. So you guys are reporting it inaccurately. And then the host was like, oh my God, I don't like getting preached down to. Thank you. Now, Hugh Hewitt, can you go teach some other journalists and contributors to do the same when you start hearing their woke liberal agenda as they act like they're journalists? Can y'all just get up and walk off the damn set and say, I'm tired of these lies? That's what we need to see more of in the next few days.
Yeah, exactly. And the poor guy is sitting there as the token reasonable person to give credibility to their program. And I like that. I respect that. I'll go on any show. I've been on Young Turks. I figure if they're going to give me the opportunity to share my views with people who wouldn't otherwise ever hear it, well, that's a good thing.
Yes.
But in reality, you're just being used as a prop for them to lie and pretend to their viewers that they have an unbiased, balanced program with multiple viewpoints. But in reality, you could see the disdain. You could see the condescension they've got for anybody who doesn't share their views 100% of the time. Anybody who won't spread their lies, which they are clearly the experts at.
Adam, you've been a friend of this show, I think, for the 4 years since we came on the air. And I remember having you on back in 2020 when we were discussing that election before and after. And this is eerily similar because it's days before, and I'm sure we had you on days before the 2020, and we were talking about election integrity. We were talking about the mainstream's media coverage of back then, the Hunter Biden laptop, COVID, you name it. There was all sorts of lies and cover-ups. They're trying to do it again. However, I feel things are different this time. I feel like more Americans have found the truth out there, whether it be thanks to Elon on X or just recognizing the extreme bias for the last 4 years by the mainstream media. Are you sensing that? Are you feeling that? I know you guys research and study this. Are you seeing that more people are looking for other avenues of information than the mainstream?
Well, previously the approval rating and the trust in the media pulled slightly below COVID. Nobody believed in the media. Nobody liked the media. Now I think they might be in the negatives. What's advantageous in this go around is obviously X, Twitter now is a dramatically different platform. And at the same time, so is Facebook. You really can't share news stories on Facebook anymore. If you post anything with a news story of any political persuasion, it barely gets any views. That's very different from 4 years ago. What is the same and what worries me slightly is once again, as of late, Trump is getting distracted. He should be campaigning against Kamala Harris. Instead, he's spending a lot of time campaigning against Liz Cheney, campaigning against the Washington Post. And whereas those are unpopular entities, they're not on the ballot. He needs to remain singularly focused on the target if he wants to win.
Agreed. But Trump, I mean, the guy can walk, chew gum, and drive a garbage truck at the same time, okay? I think he can handle battling them all because he loves it all. He can troll over here on Truth 1 second, post on this, host a town hall, then do this, interview over, and then she does 1 or 2 appearances a day and calls it a day. He is a machine. I've never seen anybody like it except maybe myself, because I've been called the Energizer Bunny, but I'm not 78, I'm 50. I mean, I think in the home stretch, if you had to pick a winner just based off reaching the American people, Trump wins it hands down. I mean, this guy is out there everywhere in the final stretch. Last question to you, Adam's a simple one. Last time we had you on, you were getting swatted by these radical young people that were out tearing up college campuses last spring and early summer. I know you got swatted like a dozen times or so. They were threatening your family and you. Is that BS over?
You know, yes and no. I haven't been swatted in a few months, although that's happened before. We're currently at 13, a swatter's dozen, and I don't get as many death threats ever since the Columbia University students went back to school and decided as a group, according to our informants, to ignore us in the hopes that we'll go away, which is so incredibly fun because we taught them a kindergarten lesson. The best way to respond to speech you don't like is to ignore it.
Yeah, I love it. Adam Guillette, check out what he does at his company. It is Accuracy in Media. This is someone in the media I trust because he's trying to hold us all accountable. Thanks, Adam. God bless you. Take care.
Thank you for having me.
Yep.